Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And this is Transfers on the Touchline. I don't know, I just freestyled that. I don't fucking know. Maybe will that be the name of the series? I don't know. But we are here to talk about transfers. To talk about who's going where. If they're going here, are they going there? If they're leaving here, are they going to... Anyway, we're going to talk about some players. We talked about Cunha before. It's been given the here we go, 62.5 million to be paid in 2 years' time. So that means he'll be split up over 2 seasons. I think it's a good signing.
What is it, about 35 million a year?
31.25 million, which I think is fine.
Or whatever.
It's a player that fits into the system. It's a player that makes sense. And I think that's the best United can do right now. Whether he works out or not is another thing. But this is the best you can do. Premier League proven in the system.
Yeah.
Has for me, I think
works.
We'll give it a grade. We're going to give each of these rumors, each of these things a grade. I'm going to give that an A. Obviously, it could backfire.
Do you want to be more specific and do it out of 10? That might be
okay, out of 10. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think that's a good signing, and I think it's very no-brainer.
I give it an 8. The reason I say he fits into the system perfectly, we know that. We know that he's Premier League proven. He's done it in a really average Wolves side, a lot of people would say. The only thing I hold back on is he what United need right now, and how are his attitude issues, which have been well documented, how are they going to perform in a club where it seems like there's a lot of tension in the air at the moment. Garnacho being told to find a new club. After bursting out with the manager in an interview. United have always had an issue with players with attitudes, so and there's always leaks coming out from the dressing room. So how good is it going to be in the future? I don't know. For now, I can give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, fair. Hopefully we get rid of all the dead weights. Obviously, we've got Garnacho. Romano said on the transfer list for 60 mil. Amorim told him in front of the whole team, find a new club. Fucking respect that. Yeah. Rashford also on the chopping block for 40 mil. So, I mean, these are just price tags. Even if it's less, I think, worst case scenario, you could get 70 to 80 mil for both, which I think is good. I think that's great. Obviously, both will be pure profit. I'll take that. I don't know where they're going, but it's just good that we're clearing up shop. Apparently, we're trying to trim our squad down as well for money's sake, and also because we have less games next year. So we'll see.
Less games. Oh yeah, of course. Lol.
Right.
Makes sense.
Liverpool, we're going to do a double whammy here. Frimpong has been given the here we go pretty much. That's 30 million from Leverkusen. He's a wing back, but he's signed to play right back in this 4-2-3-1 slot system. Thoughts on that? I think he's actually, people are saying he's a worse defender than Trent.
I'm going to say it's a 6 out of 10.
Damn.
I'm going to say it's a 6 out of 10.
Damn.
We know that defensively he's quite poor. And going forward, he's not going to give you what Trent gives you in versatility. In his passing ability, set piece ability. Frimpong, brilliant. He can get forward, he can get up the pitch. But it's what Trent also brought with
from
his,
deep even.
Going forward. Yeah, literally Trent would invert and he could ping the ball across the pitch really easily into the corners and play those long balls. Like, I'm going to bring up Newcastle here, but like Fabian Schär does for us. Like, those long balls across the pitch is what Trent's really good at. And, I don't think you get that with Frimpong, at least from what I've seen of him. His defensive stats are 10 times worse than Trent's. So,
which is crazy.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm going to say 6 out of 10 on that one, because we know he's a good player. We can't exactly say that he's not going to work at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just what we're seeing stats-wise,
No, definitely. I'll give it a 6.5. I think he can be covered by those centre-backs. It's still Van Dijk. His pass is prime. He's still very good. Konate, very good centre-back. His attacking output, I think, might make up for his defensive frailties. But we will have to see. But that's not the only Leverkusen player that Liverpool are apparently going to sign. Florian Wirtz.
Oh, no.
Wonder Kid. Bundesliga winner.
Had him on FIFA career mode a couple of times.
Good potential.
Actually.
Apparently, they've gone in with a €100 million offer. I think they're going to have to pay a bit more than that.
Worth it, first of all? 100 million?
It's going to be more. I'm going to say it's near £100 million if they get this through. It's a risk. I'm going to say it's a risk. Bundesliga players to the Premier League, not the best track record.
Yes.
We're talking Karius. We're talking
Karius.
He came from the Bundesliga. What's his name? Werner. Havertz. Yeah. Havertz is okay. Stop clowning. I mean, try not to make fun of him. He scores double figures. But he didn't reach the levels that he reached in the Bundesliga.
No way.
All these players.
Everyone was saying even Werner was saying I don't know how, but I've won two European trophies.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know how, and that just shows we all know your shit, bro. It's fine. You don't need to tell us that. But I think that is it's a risk. I'm going to give it out of 10. I'm going to say, it's an expensive one as well. That's the thing. Over 100 million. He's going to be judged more critically than a lot of other players were. Like when Caicedo came into Chelsea, it was 100 million or 115 million. Instantly had a terrible performance. So it was straight onto him. So how are we going to see how are we going to see people react to when Wirtz has maybe a bad game? Because all the spotlight will be on him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's true, and I think it's going to be a big risk. And we've said for years, I've been saying it on the podcast, Liverpool have never had the firepower or the pull to kind of get this, the up-and-coming, the world-class players. But they might be about to do it, and I don't know how it's going to work, because if you think about every high-profile signing in history, how many of them actually work out? Not high-profile, should I say, high transfer fee. How many of these actually live up to the fee,
Well, we don't think he's actually worth over 100 million, do we? Surely not.
I think no, but I think in the market they're gonna ask for that much. He's not as good as Musiala.
Where are the accolades? Yeah, Musiala should be worth more than him.
He'll be 150, I reckon. But Wirtz, yeah, I don't know. He is a very good player. He's the next German talent. Him and Musiala. But is he physical enough for the league? Another thing, We saw how United struggled so much in the final with physicality, and how many German players or players in the Bundesliga struggle with physicality. So we'll see. I'm gonna give that. If that happens, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Oh, Sancho! We completely forgot about.
Sancho. I said Sancho. Yeah, Sancho is another one. Yeah, but if we say Sancho, I'll just go on. But yeah, that's another example of not adapting to the league. I'm gonna give Wirtz 5 out of 10 if it happens.
Ooh, I'm gonna give that a 6.5. I think he's it's what's bringing it down is the risk and the Bundesliga sort of aura around it. Is that we know that they haven't always done great in the Premier League, but also we know he's a top talent, and we know Liverpool need to strengthen. Do they need to strengthen in the 10 midfield area? I don't know. Is that their most important area for improvement? Probably not. That's also why it's not a great, top quality signing. I think that they could improve elsewhere. They could be getting an Isak, which obviously they're not going to, but they could be getting a player of that caliber from somewhere. They could even try and get Gyökeres. That would probably be crazy if Liverpool went fucking Gyökeres.
The race is on, man. The race is on. So that's Liverpool. I've heard Šeško to Arsenal, another Bundesliga player. Yes. I'm going to come out and say a 4 out of 10.
I'm going to say that's not even happening.
So if he can't be consistent in the Bundesliga, I don't see how he can come to the Premier League. I've seen some Arsenal fans get really giddy about he's going to be the answer. He's going to be the goal scorer. He's going to be the number 9 that they need. But once again, Arsenal fans, I think you're getting ahead of yourself. What do you think?
Arsenal fans getting ahead of themselves. That's just not what happens. No, that doesn't happen often at all. What? I didn't know that.
I don't do that.
I don't really know enough about him, to be fair. This Šeško guy. I know that it's been talked about a lot. I think if I start seeing movement on it, I'll start to believe it. But we've had a lot from Arsenal. They want Isak, Gyökeres, Šeško. They want every player. They're linked with every player under the sun. It's until I see movement on it, I'm not going to start thinking about it, to be fair. I think that they need a striker. They need a specific type of striker, but then also it depends on how Arteta changes the team going into next season. Is he just going to do the same thing as he has been doing, focusing on these I mean, this season it's been pretty much set piece ball.
Yeah.
And it's been B-Tech Pep ball for a while. So is it going to be a rejuvenation? Are we going to see a different style next year? It all depends on the type of players he brings in. So we'll see. But we know that Arsenal's recruitment hasn't been great in recent years, probably besides Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Besides that, you can't really say that they've been great. So I'm going to give that one a 5 out of 10, just neutral for now.
No, that makes sense. Few other rumours. We don't need to grade these, but De Bruyne apparently to Napoli, which is interesting. Napoli, shout out to you. McTominay winning the league. For you.
Yes.
Ekitike to Chelsea for 100 million euros. He's only scored 22 goals, I think, or 20 goals.
Lacazette scored 20 goals in the French league not too long ago, so that shows the levels
literally.
Of the French league.
João Pedro linked to Chelsea as well. He's got a 80 million pound
That guy's shit, man. I will not have it, man. I watched that guy is shit. I don't care. I do not care, man. Højlund scored more goals than him last season or whatever it was, 2 seasons ago. This guy's shit, man. I'm not having crazy. A fucking 70 or 80 million price tag on that guy's head.
That's fair.
It's ridiculous.
Don't blame you. Delap could go anywhere. When he actually does get linked, we'll talk about it more, but he could literally, might be United. Chelsea apparently have taken the lead in the race. Who knows? But finally, I just want your thoughts on Newcastle telling Callum Wilson, no, you're not having this contract. But here's an incentive-based contract. We want you to stay, Mr. 33-year-old with jelly hamstrings.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Yes. Probably just for the English quota. Surely just for the English quota. Like he's not going to play. We're going to sign another striker. You'd hope so. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get it at all. He had an emotional sort of send-off, and then it's like, now it's kind of, he might be staying. Just get rid of him. Like he's not. I don't think he's even Premier League standard anymore. I think he's 33. He's aging. He relied on his strength and pace, which are the first things to go when you start. Your physicality goes, and your physical attributes go when you start getting older. He's had injury after injury on his hamstrings. He can't stay fit. What is he going to do for us in the Premier League? Like, and also, what kind of incentive-based contract? I need to hear more details on it.
I need to as well. I'd assume it would be you get paid if you start, you get paid more if you get a goal, assist, if you qualify for the knockout rounds, etc. Positioning in the league. I'm assuming it's like that. But, as you get older, I think those contracts become more common. But I just think as long as you add another striker, it's fine to keep him. It doesn't really matter.
I think we should as well. I think, again, that's like a 4 out of 10 signing. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But if they're going down the route of, we want to have him for the English quota just as a third choice, then it makes sense, I guess. Yeah. But we need to see movement on a second choice striker first before I start hearing about fucking Callum Wilson. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's pretty much all the concrete transfers. We come here with tier 1 sources. So when we say it, it's true. But yeah, you'll see us tomorrow for a season review of one of our clubs, and then the other club the day after. So yeah, catch you then.